Hey there, been a hot diggity while. Yeah, so unfortunately I was a little busy this week. I didn't get to cover as much as I wanted to, and some stuff happened while I was away and I didn't get to make a video about it. So let's get into it. Let's get into some of this stuff that's been going on right now. We're going to talk about K-manga. We're going to talk about the end of the fan translations for Rent a Girlfriend. Without further ado, hi, I'm Fate. Talk about Rent a Girlfriend stuff. Let's mosey. So first things first, Kodansha is releasing an app for their manga. This is going to be similar to Viz Media, but people aren't sure how pricing and such is going to work. It seems to have some sort of coin system. It seems to have some of that stuff, but that's all kind of weird and up in the air. Now, the biggest issue with this app isn't necessarily the subscription aspect, but rather its limitations. And the limitations are that it's stuck in the United States. Unfortunately, if you are outside the US, you can't get access to this app unless you have a VPN. And that really sucks. And this becomes a doubly problem because usually what happens with fan translations is that when a manga gets a simulpub, which is essentially when it gets a simultaneous release outside and in its own country, the fan translations stop, because the whole point of the fan translation is that we don't have good translations that come out on time. So they translate the chapters for us, right? Well, now that Rent a Girlfriend is getting a proper simulpub, well, we don't need the fan translations, which really sucks on one hand, because on one hand, they've been reliable, they've been with us for a very long time, and I'm definitely going to miss Konakiri Win team. I've always liked reading their translations, even though sometimes they get a little whammy with the stuff, like sometimes they'll insert memes that are just not in the text or stuff like that, and that's fine, but again, it's gonna be a little rough for people outside the United States, which kind of brings me to my topic right now. The topic being that I'm going to be doing the same thing I usually do, which is just reacting to the chapters. Luckily for you guys, I'm probably going to be paying for this app, so I'm probably going to get proper fair access to it. Hopefully you guys will be able to see the chapters through my channel even if you're outside of the country. Another thing I plan to do is I plan to make comparisons between chapter 280 and the chapter 280 from these people's translations, just to see the quality differences and such. Now, I can already expect that, for example, the font work won't be the same, but I'm also very curious how they capture the characters in the translations. Now, speaking of the translations, there is some good news. If any of you have read the volume releases, those guys back there, I buy them to support Reiji, but these are fucking awful. These are actually hot doo-doo garbage. In fact, they're so bad, I bought the actual Japanese release, which is like right on top of it. That's a fucking box set. I bought that because I cannot stand how awful these are. And anybody who's read them will probably tell you there's like some bad moments in between, but genuinely speaking, as someone who read them, who pays attention to the subtext and who tries to focus on this analysis shit, it's worse than you think. The characters are completely different. They change up lines, they change up dialogue, things that just don't make sense, big payoff moments that just don't make sense. There's occasional moments that actually has some good like translation flips on what the characters are trying to say. There's a scene where I think it actually does it better than any translation I've seen, but those are rare and few in between. Most often than not, the big moments that capture people just kind of get completely butchered, and even the subtlety in the dialogue, the subtext within the dialogue is completely different and butchers everything. This is where I bring you guys some good fucking news. So around the time that it was 42 days until the K-manga app was going to release, they posted this image of Rent a Girlfriend, and this is kind of like foreshadowing, hey, like this is what we're going to be doing. Naturally, I think they're going to be releasing every single chapter. That just kind of makes sense. But with that being the case, one thing I found really interesting is that this person right here quote retweeted and said, happy to have Jessica Gunwin and Jordan Moneypenny on translation for this one with K Koya on lettering. I'm sorry if I butchered your names. Also, thanks to Thalia Sutton for handling the massive stacks of edits for the back chapters we produced. Hope you guys enjoy. So for this one, we have completely different translators from the people translating the volume releases. Thank fucking God. Like, genuinely speaking, thank fucking God. Because I cannot stand those. I gave you guys like a mini rant. I cannot stand those. They are goddamn awful. So the fact that we're getting different translators is already a good sign. And this is why I'm going to be making a comparison, because it seems like this is going to be an in-house kind of translation. This is a post they shared of their in-house work. This is their actual like work working department for editing and creating this. And if you guys don't know, they have been working on this for a very long time. They've been at this for a year, if not 2 years. Like they've been working on this for a hot diggity while. So Kodansha is really like staking a lot on this, and this is them trying to really expand. So I really hope that the Kodansha app like actually has that variety and that sense of freedom to allow some of the readers to like actually feel that sense of comfort with getting into this and make them want to expand into other countries. Because if this fails, it really sucks. If this app fails like Manga Up did with Square Enix, god damn it. Cause that app is shit. Let's be real, the Manga Up app is fucking awful. They really ruined it, and it just sucks. Like, let's be fucking real, it just sucks. Like, they censor stuff, they split chapters into like multiple pieces, they make you pay for each individual piece, and it made no fucking sense. It was so fucking stupid, especially when you have something like Viz Media, which is just like pay $1 or $2 a month and you get access to their entire category. Like, think about that. That's wild. So while this has some stuff that seems to be questionable, where they seemingly have some sort of coin system, they have like a reloadable ticket where you can every day you can like read a new chapter or something for free. They have these things which kind of like but if they have a subscription service, if they have a service where you can get like all of the chapters a lot, and if it's really good quality, I really hope this app works out. The other thing I wanted to get into is, of course, the end of the Konakiri Win translations. This is probably how I'm going to clickbait you with the thumbnail. Let's be real. I'm going to clickbait you with this. I'm going to say the end or something like that. Konakiri Win team is ending, and that's again kind of rough, especially for people who are in fact outside of the country and you're US only. This is where again I brought up where if you guys do want to maybe see the chapters, check out my videos. I'm going to be posting on the same day of the releases. Now, one thing that is kind of rough is that for this week, the app comes out on May 10th. If you guys didn't like notice this thing that's just been kind of been fucking sitting there this entire time. And May 10th is actually a Wednesday. The chapters release on Tuesday. That also happens to be 2 days before Tears of the Kingdom comes out. So I don't know if Konakiri Win is gonna try to translate one last chapter. That would be nice. That would be really nice if they try to translate one last chapter before this one releases so we can get it early. But most likely they're not going to, considering they literally said they're ending their whole thing. I don't know how Reddit's gonna work. I don't know how people are gonna get access to this. Of course, there's going to be piracy. Like, people are just gonna rip the chapters out of the things and just post them somewhere. However, you can't go and read them on, for example, MangaDex, because MangaDex doesn't allow people to post ripped parts of chapters. They only post fan translations because there was no other options. But now that there's an official thing, they don't allow that. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to go find them somewhere else. I can't help you with that because I don't really know where to look myself. I would probably just look up like blah 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 chapter and then it'll come up for you, something like that. With that being the case, this is kind of what I wanted to say. I hope you guys like come here and maybe check out what I post, because I'm gonna post it like the same day now. Probably not gonna edit it as much since, well, I don't have access to the thing right away. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna post exactly what I see here, and naturally it should be okay because one, I am paying for the service, so it shouldn't be a problem for me. Two, it's transformative content. So again, I should be completely fine. There should not be any sort of issues with me like going through the chapters and reacting to it, because it is still in fact transformative content. Sure, maybe it like borders on it, but I'm gonna put edits, I'm gonna put memes in between, I'm gonna like have music and shit, so it's not gonna be just playing me like, here, look, it's the entire chapter. I hope we're gonna have some sort of early translation for the next chapter, despite the fact that K-manga comes out on Wednesday, because Wednesday is 1 day late. So with that being said, I might end up making a completely separate video talking about the anime. I have a video I want to talk about regarding some of the chapters that are going on right now, some of the topics that are going on, because let's be real, people do not understand subtext, and when you have an entire story like Rent-A-Girlfriend very much rooted around the idea of subtext, dumb shit happens. Really dumb shit happens. And that happens in way more things than you think. Like, it happens in the community, it happens with the anime, it even happens with AniTubers. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed what I had to say. If I missed anything, if there's something I didn't bring up, because this was just me going really fast. If you didn't notice, I'm talking really fast. I'm just kind of going through this. I hope you guys were able to notice this stuff. I'm also going to be hopefully making a transcript for each individual video. And what that will do is it'll allow me to have translations for other languages. So by me putting out a transcript for the video, you guys will have access to subtitles in different languages because I already transcribed it for you. Now, naturally, I don't have like proper person to translate for me in other languages, unfortunately. But again, auto translation on my thing is better than nothing. You're also always welcome to use like DeepL. Wow, I just realized you're also welcome to use DeepL because it's better than Google Translate and it's not as amazing, but it's still much better than before. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to keep up with the uploads. I might be uploading another video either today or tomorrow. I might even end up making a short talking about some of the stuff. But for now, this is the video I'm going to be making for today. And naturally, either sometime between Monday and Wednesday, there will be some sort of update. Wednesday probably being the last day because that's when the app actually comes out. Naturally, it's also an app and a website. They literally say it's an app and a website. So I will be accessing the website and probably have the app on my phone. Whenever all of that stuff happens, I'll be there to report and talk about it. And of course, I might end up probably making a sequel video to this, breaking down the K-manga app and how it works, because some people might end up being a little confused and not know how the whole thing works. So yeah, that's gonna be me talking about that. Without further ado, thank you guys for watching. Remember, let's mosey.